Hi everyone, I'm Bob Kamei from the National University of Singapore and InteDashboard. When I think about some of my biggest challenges with using TBL, one of the first things that comes to my mind is getting buy-in from faculty and students. In 2006, I was given the chance to start Duke University's new medical school in Singapore, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to make medical education better by using TBL. When I looked around in the United States, all previous efforts to use TBL and put it into their curriculum had essentially disappeared. I knew I had great students in Singapore, but they were mostly trained to memorize and not necessarily to think. And despite everyone, literally everyone telling me that getting students to talk in Singapore, to talk in class, to think out loud, that it wasn't possible to do, we put together a great program. And in our TBL classrooms, our students couldn't stop talking. But nevertheless, I still remember a faculty member coming up to tell me that I didn't know what I was doing. He said that my students were begging him just to tell them what they needed to learn. And he was right. There were many students who were complaining that they were just overwhelmed by how much information there was to learn in medical school, and they didn't see the value of the extra work they saw that TBL required. I realized this is a very common feeling. And I learned that unless you get buy-in with students and faculty, they will not do well with TBL, and worse off, they can make your existence as an educator a living nightmare. So what do you do about it? Well, first you have to do TBL well. So any pedagogical approach done poorly will create unhappiness for students. You have to convince your students of the reasons why you're teaching them using TBL. I thought the advantages of TBL was obvious, but many students didn't understand it. There are several important ways to address this lack of understanding. One thing that I started to do is teach students about metacognition, which is learning about learning. This turns out to be tougher to teach than I first thought, because many of the research-based findings about optimal learning turn out to be counterintuitive. The research repeatedly shows that learners have trouble accurately recognizing good learning experience as well. So because of my experience, I was asked by colleagues at InteDashboard to put together a two-part series on getting buy-in for TBL and how I teach medical students and faculty about metacognition and how the learning sciences is critical, not just nice to have, but critical to the success of implementing TBL. I hope you'll join us and find this valuable to your TBL journey. Thanks.